again.
All right, we're
Bro,
live.
we live. We back in full effect for another episode of the APFP podcast, episode 88. It is I, the most phenomenal man that shocked the system once again, aka the coach.
And man, it's your boy going forward. I hope you guys are enjoying your last day of the week and moving to the weekend. This is the final, believe the final day of NBA preseason. So, and very quickly moving to the regular season.
So with that being said, what we recently seen James Harden in the preseason, and he played like 27 minutes, almost a triple double, and Christian Wood, somebody that you've been talking about quite well, actually dominated quite well as well, and got a double double with 27 and 10. And I never even heard really Christian Wood. I never even knew about this dude. I mean, I heard of him, never really seen him play because he's in Detroit. Detroit is not really like a city where right now for basketball wise, they're not really the team to watch because they don't have, they don't have the people on that team that will attract you to watch, even if they have Blake Griffin. So
Yeah.
what do you think that you've seen in the preseason that you think might transition into the regular season?
I mean, it's always hard to see who's going to transition to the regular season from preseason. But look, the offense seems to be kind of what I thought it would be. James Harden gets the ball. He's going to dribble and shoot. John Wall, I think John Wall is more interested in trying to get other people to get the ball. That seems to be what his main
I mean,
issue.
that's always been his MO. I mean, if you look at his career assists, he averages like 8 or 9 per season.
Yeah. So, but he said that actually out loud, like I'm trying to get everybody their numbers and trying to get everybody into the game. And I think he's going to allow James Harden to do his own thing. It just seems to be uh, his mission right now, rather than trying to score like a what's his name, Russell Westbrook would worry about scoring and all that. He's not really that worried about scoring himself for his numbers. He's more trying to get the team into it. So I think will they can come out of this? No, they're they're shooting it through well. They're getting open shots. Uh, Christian Wood is looking good, but I believe I believe he's come off the bench. I believe he's the bench guy, which is interesting because he did get paid like a good amount of money. So it is interesting. He's off the bench. I think he is, or maybe he's not. Maybe he's starting. But he was looking good. He was always a big fantasy guy. People loved him in fantasy basketball because he was such a great scorer, a great rebounder. Early whenever he got a chance to play. So I do think it's awesome to see how good he can really be once he's able to, get the time and ability to play major minutes, starters minutes. And I think he's going to be good for for Houston because basically he kind of
He jumped
yeah.
to the goal.
Well,
Oh
that was
man,
nice.
you
So
wish you had.
he'll be great
Did you?
for
You wish
he'll
you
be
had it.
great
Did you?
for well, look, it happens. Sometimes it happens. But he'll be great for you know, Houston. They basically get Clint Capella back. That's what he basically is, a Clint Capella. So it'll be great. But they should be looking to get off James Harden, move on, and do something else.
I seen, bro. I mean, I know what I said about THT. The only reason why I even said that because I didn't see the dude play, man. But now I'm looking at him play. He dominated against the Clippers 2 times in a row, dropping did well the first game. They won by 6. Did well the second game. Won by like 20 points. Dropped 33 on their head. And Paul George and Kawhi played in both of them. And I think the Lakers bench is better than what they had last year. I'm gonna tell you. I'm saying that right now. And Kyle Kuzma, he's actually not being a bum right now. And
It takes time.
I hope he not be a bum during the season, because if he starts being a bum during the season, he's really going to piss me off. And when I get, I haven't done a whole segment where I start roasting the dude in the wild. So let's hopefully, and it was last one was like KCP. I know quite big it was KCP. It was, but now after he performed well, he cool. He earned his stripes. Now let's hope this time that doesn't happen again this season. Even though it might will, and if it does happen, then I will have to cook somebody. We'll have to go back to my old traits and cook somebody.
Oh, Taylor Tongue is looking really good. Kyle Kuzma is looking pretty good
right now.
But, right now. But we gotta see.
I don't trust him.
Yeah, well, we gotta see how many minutes they play. Remember, they played today, final game. We'll see how many minutes they play. We don't know how many minutes LeBron and AD are gonna really play, but
less than 20.
Yeah, I think less than 20. That's probably correct. So we'll see how much they're going to play. And I bet you Phoenix is going to play their guys pretty decent amount. So it's going to give out a good showcase of just how good Taylor Horton Tucker is. But he clearly looks like their best player. In terms the best player other than LeBron and Anthony Davis, and Dennis Schroeder. I think he could be better than Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell is nothing great. I think he's okay.
I mean, he's okay, but he's not like he's not like okay. You're like that piece that you're that missing piece that we needed. Like after they let go of JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, then their whole tall lineup is like diminished. And Harold can do better what McGee and Howard couldn't really do. But he's not like that missing piece yet. And with the Lakers bench opened up now since those two were gone, since him and Danny Green and JaVale McGee are gone, I think this is really Taylor Horton Tucker's chance at showing that he can really play in this league. Because ever since quite a bit of them left, he's been doing well in the preseason. So hopefully that can transition into the regular season.
Hopefully it does, and it sure looks like it is.
So I believe you got your. Since there's no introduction needed, I believe you can defend your boy Lamar Jackson on these critics.
Yes, I will defend Lamar Jackson from these critics. As we all know, Lamar Jackson had an incredible win against the Cleveland Browns this Monday, a couple of days ago. He threw 163 yards, a touchdown, ran the ball for 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. And all I'm hearing from people is that Baker Mayfield played better. And all I'm going to say is Baker Mayfield is not the entire team. Lamar Jackson is. The Baltimore Ravens do not score 47 points unless Lamar Jackson's doing all he can do. I hear Nick Wright and Stephen A. Smith, these big-ass talking heads who don't do any better job than you or me could do in their job. Let's just be honest. Okay, yeah, they sure have all the prep in the world to come out with some horrible takes. That prep, all that money, and their takes are just about as bad as a regular person who watches TV could make. They're out there saying Baker Mayfield had the better game, especially Nick Wright.
Why you have the better game, but you lost though?
All I know is if we really look at it, Baker Mayfield only had started having a good game when Jimmy Smith, our third corner of our trio of like Pro Bowl level corners, was hurt. Because until then, all I know was they were running the ball pretty well, and Baker wasn't throwing the ball particularly well because when Baltimore brings the blitz, they have their guys in man coverage, and they're not scared of Cleveland's wide receivers. But during that same time, Lamar was cutting up the defense of the Cleveland Browns. And every time Lamar wins a game, they're like, "Oh, I'm not surprised he ran the ball." Well, you know what? It's not Lamar's fault that Cleveland has a horrible game plan to not keep him contained so he actually throws the ball. They actually let him run away and run out and run. And so why wouldn't he take the opportunity to skedaddle? Ooh, I mean, that doesn't even make sense. He's going to skedaddle every single time. Keep leaving that lane open. He's going to skedaddle. But no, they want him to.
Why would he not? That running is also one of his best weapons. Why would he not abuse that?
Yeah. Plus, Stephen A. Smith seems to be taking takes from my boy Shannon Sharp, who said first, if Lamar Jackson can get to 70% of his ability of throwing the ball with his running, he would be MVP conversation. And Stephen A. Smith says the same thing. But these guys, in either way, Stephen A. Smith has always been a Lamar Jackson hater. He doesn't give Lamar Jackson no credit. He never. The only time you ever give him credit if he throws the ball, even though Lamar won the game, he threw the ball when he had to throw the ball. At the end of the game, after coming back from cramps, even though people think that man still did a Paul Pierce, that will never go away. That's just how people are.
He didn't do. He ain't doing. He ain't doing no Paul Pierce like he had to take his shit. I mean, cramps happen. Shannon Sharp even said it too. He had it before. So
yeah. But he threw the ball 4th and 5, out just coming from cramps, threw the ball 44 yards, using his legs to Hollywood Brown for a touchdown. Then the Browns score again, and Lamar is like, I'm going to lead us down the field. And at the end of the game, he throws 4 for 4 for 80-something yards and goes and kicks the field goal. But it's never good enough for these people. It's never, ever good enough. It's always attacking. Marcus Spears, oh my God, look at the passing game. The passing game is 32nd. Well, you know why is it 32nd? Because number one, we have a great running game. So if I can run the ball for like 175 yards per game, why would I ever throw? Especially we can't stop my run, number one. Number two, our wide receivers aren't very good, and they don't get a lot of separation. Lamar may not be a great passer, but let me tell you something. If he has some of these wide receivers on these bad teams that these teams got, he'd be throwing a party on all of their heads. But that's fine. We are winning the way we're supposed to win. Lamar Jackson is the most valuable quarterback in this league. This team cannot do anything without Lamar Jackson. And then the second most valuable guy is Aaron Rodgers, because his team just isn't very good offensively. They only got one wide receiver who's way better than any wide receiver Lamar has. But, everybody keeps saying that Lamar can't throw. Lamar can't throw. Lamar can't come back. Lamar can't come back because he can't throw the ball. All I know is Lamar came back against Cleveland, a good team. Lamar threw the ball at the end of the game against Cleveland and led his team down the field to a game-winning drive. Because Lamar Jackson, contrary to popular belief, is, I believe, the second winningest quarterback currently in the NFL behind Patrick Mahomes for coming back when trailing at any point in the game. So actually, the numbers would actually suggest that Lamar is one of the best quarterbacks at coming back down at any point of the game. Throughout his entire 34-game career, he's almost tied with Mahomes. And everybody says Mahomes is great, but nobody ever puts out that statement. Everybody makes talking about the oh my God, the passing's 32nd. Yeah, but we are number one in rushing and we're top 15 in overall offense. Just because we're in plus last year, we didn't even throw the ball that well anyways, and we're number one. So what's the problem here? Oh, that's right. The media always wants it their way. The media, every time Lamar Jackson loses, it's the end of the world. But you see all these other quarterbacks lose, and they don't get the same kind of vitriol, the same kind of questioning.
Because they can throw. They don't got the double threat where you can throw, where you have the ability to throw and the ability to run. Not everybody has that.
Because the offense goes running the ball first. And then everybody kept saying, well, Lamar only had 60 yards. Well, yeah. When you're able to run the ball the entire first half, no matter what they do, Why am I throwing the ball? Stupid statements like that just tick me off. Of course, if we run for almost 200, I'm literally almost 160 something yards or 50 yards or whatever in the first half, why would we ever throw the ball when we can just run down the field every time? Every time. It's not Lamar's fault that we have great run concepts and that we have great run blockers, no matter whose offensive line it seems. This is the same team who ran for over 265 yards against Pittsburgh in the first game they faced each other and only lost because, unfortunately, Lamar was very turnover prone that game. Which means our run defense, our run offense, ain't nobody going to stop our run offense. Ain't nobody going to stop it. We were running on everybody. And so all I'm saying to Stephen A. Smith and Nick Wright, and I love when these guys say, "Oh, we love Lamar." Why do people do that? Just stop trying to.
That's cap. That's just cap.
The people, if you want to critique somebody, just critique him. I don't need you to give me them platitudes of "I love Lamar." Just critique the person. I don't say I love LeBron James. I just critique LeBron James because I'm critiquing LeBron James. It's not about I don't love or anything. You critique people. You don't put these platitudes. That's what they always do with Lamar. I love Lamar, but he doesn't throw the ball well. How about
when they say that type of stuff? That means they're about to be start hating. They're about to say some hating.
Yeah, if you're gonna start hating, or maybe you're trying to be, you want to critique, just critique. I have no problem. I always hate that. They always do that. But Stephen A. Smith doesn't say anything smart about Lamar Jackson. The only way Lamar Jackson can appease him is if he throws the ball. So what was Lamar and them throw the ball, whatever they need to, but they run for 200, 180, 200 yards every game against whoever they play against in the playoffs. Then what? Then what do you say? The only thing Lamar's got to do is win in the playoffs. Lamar then got to throw 100, 300 yards because his team doesn't require it because the run game is so good. You don't think Patrick Mahomes want to be able to run the ball like that? You don't think Aaron Rodgers wish he had something like that? Ask all these quarterbacks if they wish their run game could be 180 yards. I'm sure Ryan Tannehill loves what he's got. I'm sure Baker Mayfield loves what he's got. But no, it's always a question because Lamar's got to throw the ball for us to believe him. No. Real people understand Lamar Jackson affects everything, the passing game and the running game. He's a top 10.
We haven't seen anybody that can run like this since Michael Vick. Ain't nobody who was shooting on Michael Vick. Why? Because he could throw. He could throw the ball. I mean, Lamar can throw the ball, but Vick can throw the ball, which is what
a lot of these analysts, these haters, Lamar Jackson haters, are picking Baker over Lamar. Baker, who's 1-4 against Lamar. You pick him? You believe in him? Really?
He's such the most inconsistent dude in the NFL right now since Johnny Manziel. Come on.
Yeah, man. But anyways, I never said he was going to be Johnny Manziel because he never was Johnny Manziel. Johnny
Manziel was so inconsistent.
But Johnny Manziel was never that.
Consistency isn't as bad, but he was also inconsistent as well.
Yeah, he was inconsistent the second year because the offense wasn't great. But these are the same ones who said that about Baker, so he was going to be like John. Like he's not going to be Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel was never this accurate, and Johnny Manziel was a party kid who partied all the time. There's a lot of things these analysts get wrong, but with Lamar, they always continue to use the same old adult excuse, which is he can't throw and he can't come back. Even though all I see is Lamar can throw and can come back. So, it just really pisses me off. And I can't wait till he wins the first playoff game and he throws 180 yards and they run for 200. And all they're going to say is, well, the Ravens, they're able to just run the ball. So Lamar didn't have to really try to win. Even though Lamar probably ran for like 100 yards and they still won't give him his credit because that's what the media does. They like it one way. They won't listen and learn until he wins a Super Bowl or something, I guess. Then maybe they give him his flowers. But they ain't going to give Lamar no flowers unless he throws the ball. And I don't think he's going to throw the ball at all. All these defenses he's going to face in the playoffs can't stop the run. Not this run and not Lamar Jackson. And that's all I got to say. And to Stephen A. Smith, can you at least say your own words? Stop stealing Shannon Sharp's words. At least be somewhat original. You big balding head self.
That boy line is so far back. It's bigger than the football field, man. Oh my god,
It is.
I'm Baker over Lamar. No, no, son. I would never. I would. I mean, what his 4 touchdown half game? Okay, that's cute. He hasn't. That's nice. But and then you turn around, then you INT the ball 3 times in one game. Come on, dude. Like you can't. I'm not picking Baker over Lamar. That's too. That's suicidal. That's suicide. Why would anybody pick a guy who's so inconsistent, who's so inconsistent, rather than a guy who always has the consistency to do both, to run, not only run the ball but then to throw the ball. You'd rather pick somebody that is inconsistent over somebody that runs and throws the ball at a decent rate. I mean, I guess.
Yep. And so that's it for me, It's just wish these people would actually be a little bit smarter than what they with the things they say, rather than just being foolishly dumb. But yeah, it is what it is.
So do you have the Eastern Conference like a wins and like the over under wins?
Oh
yeah, because we can do that, and then.
Oh, I know who the guy was. How many? Let me get the guy real quick who picked those games and their wins and totals.
Bro, Cyberpunk 2077 is so buggy.
Oh, well, that's something to talk about. But yeah, Sony just took it off the PlayStation Store, so
Oh, but people still have it.
Yeah. You can still buy the physical one, but yeah, if you already have it in there, then yeah, you keep it. It just means you can't buy it no more.
I mean, yeah, because you obviously bought it. So.
Yeah, you can't buy off digital, but yeah, I mean, it's a horror. It was a bad game, really buggy. CD Projekt Red, quickly here while we get the rim projections up. They did a investors call. They've lost $1 billion off of it, so they've lost a lot. And they said they weren't really testing the last gen version because they're so focused on the next gen and PC. And whose fault is that? That's their fault. You should be, if you're going to release a game on a console, you should be, trying to make that console version work. So they're paying the price. It's got a low Metacritic score, for people who care about that. It was probably going to get a 90-something. I think it was down to 87 as last I saw, probably maybe 85. But it looks like it was a good game that just, unfortunately, the developers did not do a great job of doing a full release. So they're going to pay the price. Alrighty. So I here to have the Eastern Conference projections. So in this projections, the number 1 seed would be the Bucks, as most people probably pick. He believes they will win 53 games this season.
Who's the first?
The Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Are they going 50?
53, that's what it said.
No, I think they might have 51.
I don't know if they're going 50. I don't know if they're going. I think there are a lot of teams, man. They got a lot of teams are better.
I'm thinking 51.
Yeah, you got five teams that are pretty good. I think maybe 50 wins. I don't know about 53. Teams are gonna do a better job of guarding Giannis. Has Giannis gotten any better at shooting? That'll be the difference. But
I don't think he has.
if he hasn't, then good luck. Because even if teams are doing like going to number one, there's gonna be more back to backs. So teams are not gonna. So Giannis won't be as effective that second game. If you know you're gonna play Giannis 2 games in a row, you're just gonna put Giannis back there. So let's move on to the Celtics. Celtics are a 47 win pace here. Yeah, I mean, they could be a second best team. I know a lot of people picking the Nets, but the Nets aren't really that good of a.
The Nets aren't too far off.
Yeah, so the Celtics were the second team, 47 wins. I don't know, but Kemba Walker is going to be gone for like the first month. So I think this is actually.
I'll say 49, 48.
I think they're going to win 45 games. I think the Bucks are going to have a good amount of cushion in games one. I think Celtics are going to win 45 games. Kemba's going to be out for the first month, so they're going to have to start like maybe a rookie, maybe Mark Smart's going to start, so they're probably going to have to start a rookie guard for the first month, and I don't know how that's going to go. I haven't looked at their schedule for the first 10, 15 games, so I think they're going to win 45 games, which is what the Heat are being projected to win, which I think they will win 45 games. I think they're right there. They're going to win 45 games. A lot of people are sleeping on the Heat, people. This team's going to get better this year. Tyler Hero, Bam are going to hit another level. They do understand this team has 2 All-Stars, and I know that we have the Sixers and the Nets, and they got better, but the Heat, man, they could be a sneaky second seed team.
Yeah, I think they are the sneaky team.
Yeah, even though they've made the finals, a lot of people just kind of throwing them to the curb because
I don't believe that, man.
Yeah, well, when you get Kevin Durant back and all that, you kind of get kicked to the curb and stuff like that. So the fourth team here is he projects as the Raptors 42 wins in a 72-win schedule. That's a lot of losses, number one. That's almost 30 losses. It's like 28 losses, I think. Yeah. Ooh.
I think that's about right.
Yeah, I think that's about right. The only way they can get over, I think they win 44. They lost Gasol, they lost Ibaka. That is, Ibaka at least to me is the
big. Those are 2 big people.
Yeah, I think Ibaka's more because Ibaka was 15, 16 points per game. They have Boucher now. Boucher's another point per minute beast. Let's see how good he is this coming year with a bigger role. They got Matt Thomas. Their bench doesn't sound all great. This is, the Raptors are famous for playing their starters 35 minutes during the regular season. So we'll see if their stars are able to carry them this season. But to me, the best those stars are going to do is 44 games, man. Their bench is really light. So the fifth team here is 76ers, 44 wins as well. I think they win more. I think they win 46. I think they can be a 2 seed.
I think they can get 45.
Okay. And they did add Danny Green. They added Dwight Howard. They added Seth Curry, which is a really big add because I think he's the best 3-point shooter percentage-wise in the history of the NBA.
Seth Curry.
Yeah, Seth Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Steph is he's pretty well. The reason why Steph is the best ever because he's pretty high on the list, top 10. And he shoots a bunch of them.
He has 600 games played. Everybody else has almost 2,000 games played because the 3-point shooting back then was different from what it is now.
Yeah. So yeah, it's about I think they're right. They could be a 2-seeded team here. They can go up to 2. Just because they've got more shooters around Ben Simmons, and that always helps. Remember, the 76ers were good a couple years ago with Jimmy Butler and Marco Bellinelli and all those guys who could shoot. So now they got a lot of shooters. So the sixth place team is the everybody's preseason conference finals, NBA finals berth team, the Brooklyn Nets, the return of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. They are projected for 42 wins. And I understand the projection based because how good is their defense going to be? But I do think that they will win 47 games and be actually surprise people. Yeah, I think the projection is 42. I think they win 5 more. I do think
that's too low for that team. That's too low.
Man, I don't know if they're going to win 50 games. I mean, even though I agree with the writer on this projection list that their defense is something to be questioned about, I do think they're going to be able to score so much that they'll be 8. And I think they actually will play pretty good defense. I think Kevin Durant and DeAndre Jordan, are good enough defenders. You're just scared about like dim-witting Kyrie Irving. But I don't think the Eastern Conference has the teams enough to really punish that. So I think they're going to win 47 games. The Bucks are such a good regular season team, even though this year's going to be a little bit different. Because I do think you can have more of a playoff feel when you're playing like a team 2 times in a row. So we'll see. But yeah, 47 wins for the Nets. That's what I think. Next team, 7th place team is the Pacers with 39 wins. That's just right there. I think they win 41 games.
Yeah, that's right.
I think they win 41.
I'll give them like 40.
Yeah, it's win projections are always going to be hard. If you even like the biggest team I gave anything was the Nets for 5 wins. Everybody else is generally where they were, maybe a win above. I give the Pacers a couple more wins. I mean, they have a lot of bad teams to beat up on. The Hornets, the Knicks, the Pistons, Cavaliers, just really bad teams to beat up on. So, yeah, I think 41. So the 8th place team is Trae Young. He thinks they're going to win 34 games. Man, that is based on if they can play defense. Good God.
Who's the last team?
The last team is the Hawks, 34.
Oh God! Oh man! They was like damn near dead last, bro. 34.
I think the Hawks are with the Bulls and the Wizards, who in this list are projected for 30 wins. I think they're right around 30 wins. I think the Bulls, Wizards, and Hawks are all going to be tied for the last spot. I think they're all going to win 30 games. I think it's going to be the top 7 will be completely split apart from the bottom. The Pacers are going to be like 9 games ahead of the Hawks. Like those teams are not very good. The Hawks, the Bulls, and the Wizards. The best one, honestly, the Wizards could probably win 34 games rather than the Hawks. I think the Hawks can win 30, 29 games. I don't think they're going to be very good this year. Their defense is so bad, though, man. I don't know.
Bro, the Hawks won 20 games last year.
Yeah, I mean, a 14-win increase. A 14-win increase with like 10 less games, that's a big leap. A big leap.
Nope. They were damn near dead last season. You're talking about 34.
Yeah. I mean, I know we know. So you can tell us last year's win totals in the 82 game season, which would be great. And
the Bucks got 56, Raptors got 53, Celtics had 48, Pacers had 45, the Heat had 44, Sixers had 43, Nets had 35, and the Magic had 33. So the Magic were the last seed last year.
Yeah, so you said the Hawks won 20 games. They're not winning 14 more games.
They're not.
They're maybe winning 10 more. Maybe they get to 30. What about the Bulls? He has the Bulls here for 30 wins. How many wins did the Bulls have? 22? Yeah, I can see it.
I mean,
But man,
that's not a bit. That's a more reasonable.
yeah. But but how much better on defense are they than last year? They were really bad, and I don't know how. I mean, that's it. A lot of these teams' win totals to me are based on can you play better defense than last year. I know they're all offensively going to get a lot better, but do we really think the offensive side is enough for them to win 10 or 14 more games than last season?
Like, God damn.
Plus, we have 10 less games this season. So how many wins can they really get out of a 72 game season when you projecting for 10 more wins when they have 10 less games? I don't know, man. Nah, I don't know about that. I mean,
I say they get 30 at most.
I think the Bulls are going to be right around the Hornets. I think the Bulls get 25 wins.
The Hornets had 23 last year.
Yeah, the Hornets are projected for 25 this year themselves, which is correct. They're going to get right around that much. The Bulls,
the Wizards had 25 last year.
and so the Bulls are okay. So the Wizards are projected also for 30. I think their projection goes up. Project them for 34, 35. The Bulls are going to win 25 to 24 games. The Magic are going to win 33 games. Nothing's going to change. The Wizards and the Magic are going to be the last two teams in the play-in. The Bulls, that's way too aggressive of a projection.
The Hawks are way too aggressive. Shit.
Yeah, the Hawks. I think it's going to be the Hawks, the Wizards, the Magic, and one of the really bad teams like the Bulls or the Hornets. Because that 10th place team, because he has here that the Pacers, the Hawks, the Bulls, the Wizards. Wait, the playing tournament is the 7th and 8th seed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he has the Pacers, the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Wizards. The Bulls are not going to be in there. I'm putting in the Magic. The Bulls are going to be either 25 wins. Yeah. So the Wizards, how many games do you think they win?
It's going to be as it for the playing tournament, the winner of a game between the teams with the 7th highest and 8th highest winning percentages will land the number 7 seed in the conference. The loser of that game will host the winner of a game between the teams featuring the 9th and 10th highest winning percentage in each conference, and the winner of that game will earn the 8th and final playoff spot in each conference.
Yeah, that's correct. So, how many games do you think the Wizards win? They got 30 wins this year.
I think I can give him 32, 33.
Okay. And how about the Magic? He's projecting them for 28 wins this season.
I mean, you're talking, if we're doing that, then they had 33 last year. You're talking about 28. I mean, I can give them 30.
Alrighty. And so, we have the Hornets, the Knicks, the Pistons, the Cavaliers. They'll all be around 22. The Hornets have a projection of 25. The Knicks a projection of 21. The Pistons a projection of 22. And the Cavaliers a projection of 20. I think all four of those teams are going to be right around 22 games won. And they'll all be fighting for the number 1 overall pick with, who's that shitty team here? With the Thunder and the Timberwolves. So,
I think that's correct. I think that's correct also because the Cavaliers, they didn't even get 20 wins last year. The Pistons got 20 exactly on the dot. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know Gore Hayward went to the Hornets for 25, but I don't know, man. They would have to really outscore a lot of teams, and they don't play no defense. So I don't know about that. But my play,
who's not known for defense. So
yeah, even though Lamelo's looking he looked good last night. 4 shots. But my playing tournament for the East is the Pacers, the Hawks, the Magic, and the Wizards. And I think the people who make it are the Wizards, and the Pacers.
Yeah, I can see that. I can agree with that. I can see that. I like that one.
Yeah, I think that's why I think. I think it's Pacers Wizards for the automatic bid, and then whoever loses that game is gonna beat like the Magic probably in the for the last spot in a is it a 3-game series or 1-game series?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like one.
one for both of them.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, because last year it was like if the Grizzlies won, then they play another one. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be one.
Okay. So yeah, I'm picking those two teams to make it. Yeah. So, oh wow, all right. Okay, yeah, we're good. We can move on.
Mm, I think I mean I think we already talked about like Cyberpunk. I mean,
Oh well, yeah. I mean, the games wasn't. It's just not very good. So
yeah, I mean there's not really. There's no really point to dissect a game that has so many problems.
yep, got a
I
lot of
mean,
problems.
I think that's gonna do it for this week.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah.
Not
I
much.
think that's gonna be good for this week. This has been an episode of the APF podcast, episode 88. It is I, the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system once again, aka the coach, signing out.
And look, man, it's your guy going for it. I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. If you want to support the podcast or the channel, subscribe, leave a like, and a
Share,
comment down
share,
below.
share everywhere. Share on all platforms. Take a look in the description, and you know what to do with the rest.
Yep. And don't forget, man, cryptocurrency was big, big, big for about a day, but it's over now.
So if you didn't hop on, if you but y'all still got that stimulus check though. So
Yeah, and that $900 stimulus check that's coming. That's all you gotta gonna get.
shit.
It's,
I mean shit. I was, you know me. I'm holding. If we actually get that, I'm holding on to that bitch, man.
well, we could probably use that to pay something, so it is what it
I mean,
is.
I'll use the what to get books and shit. Yeah, but
Yep.
other than that, I'm holding on to that, man.
Yeah, you can try. You can try to hold on to it, but it may just not be enough. All right, guess we're done here.
And with that being said, we out this thing. Ah!
Later.